So now we'll have a look to see if the energy will indeed go back out of the rear part of the wood meridian back into the belly. And to do that you have to really see energy as if it is water. So you can suck it, you can blow it, and it will just by itself flow in a very natural manner. So at the moment here we have the fire energy. So there's fire energy in the heart. Now we're more interested in the fire energy in the belly. First you have to feel what this fire energy is. How strong is it? How active is it? And ultimately you have to take control over it. And to take control over it, your energy has to be a dominant energy. You have to, in a way, dictate to your client what the client should be doing. So this is only possible if your energy is of a higher vibration, of a higher quality than that of your client. So this makes it, in a way, very easy to heal a person who's quite sick or quite unbalanced. But the more subtle problems, if a person is already very developed and maybe even a spiritual master who has a very strong energy body, then it becomes very difficult to treat such a person energetically, because you need to have a matching quality. But also for people like that, who have a very well developed energy body, it's very hard to find a good healer who can still assist them and take them further. So you have to become more and more selective as your own energy body starts to develop. So I try to feel her energy, and her energy is relatively yin. It's a relatively passive energy, which is flowing here in the small intestine meridian. So my energy has to match, because first I need to connect. So I go to my own small intestine, which is relatively young, and I make it more yin, so that our two energies can connect. And I try to feel, because like in the beginning, if there's a difference between our energies, I feel kind of a response, I feel kind of a rejection, like there's a kind of a pressure there if the energies don't really match. But as my energy becomes more yin, this pressure also disappears, because the energies are the same. They can just connect without any rejection processes. So now that the energies are matched and effectively they are one, it's time for me to take control not just of my energy, but also of her energy. So now we really have to activate our spirit. Feel the energy as it runs in your prana tube, so just in front of your spine. Focus on the power and energy of your spirit, of your personality. And you'll feel almost like kind of a click when the energy of your client is also starting to respond to your spirit. There's often a little delay because it's not used to responding to your spirit, so you'll find that any changes you're making in your energy, she will also make, but usually 2 or 3 seconds later, sometimes 5, sometimes 20 seconds later, that depends. but just feel and try to play with it a bit. Make your own energy stronger. Breathe to your belly. Improve your own fire chi. You will find that her fire chi will start to follow you. But in this case, we want to do the opposite. So I will bring down my own fire chi and get it to go to my hara. And I will, in a way, drain my body of the free running energy and store it all in my hara. And you should feel that the body of your client is doing the same. And that her belly becomes relatively weak, relatively empty. So now that this has happened, if all is well, the fire meridians themselves should be drained and also the blockage should be drained away. So first we will feel the fire meridian itself, as it is barely noticeable. So the draining seems to have worked, at least for the fire meridian itself. So now we will see if indeed it has also been drained from the wood meridian. Turn on your left side. So we follow again the wood meridian and find this area, and unfortunately fire energy is still very much there. So now we know that in case of the fire energy, we're not just dealing with compensation for lack of energy, but that is actually a trauma, a fixation, which has taken place in this part of the meridian.